everyone. I'm Faith Rivera, and here we are on Aloha Rising, where we talk mana, that's spiritual power, music, and magic. And so it is March 3rd, and just a few days ago, the United States, my country, with Israel, started a new war in Iran. And yeah, missiles are flying, bombs are dropping. People are getting hurt and lives are being lost. And yet we're a world away, right? I'm in Hawaii, you're where you are, and we're living our lives. We're watching Netflix. If you're me, we're going for a walk and we're doing lovely things with lovely people. And all of that really is still so important, you know? And yet there's this turmoil going on, this gigantic call for love. And I just really feel the answer, well, that my job is to answer in the best intentional way I know how. So the way I knew how is to jump on this podcast and invite these beautiful, powerful, heart-centered leaders to bring their love and their consciousness and their authenticity at this time of craziness, at time of war. It sounds so crazy to say that, but we are living in a time of war. So I want to invite you into our conversation as I welcome them up. And first I have Nickie Golden, Reverend Nickie Golden here. Aloha.
Aloha. It's nice to see you.
You too. And I have Kyra Baehr also tuning in. These beautiful ladies. Aloha. I'd love to hear you, share, your name, where you're tuning in from, and, the communities that you serve, and whatever you want to share to say hi. So Nickie.
I'll be happy to start. My name is Reverend Nickie Golden. I'm the co-minister, one of the co-ministers at Unity of Mesa in Mesa, Arizona. It's an amazing community that is filled with vibrancy and love. And we have been focusing for the past year on living in our wholeness. And how do we do that in a world that doesn't look whole and invites us to see ourselves as less than whole? So it's been a wonderful experience of love, learning how to love.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you, Nickie. I'm Reverend Kyra Baehr, and I am in Unity Bay Area, Houston, in League City, Texas. We're down between Houston and Galveston, where NASA Space Center is. And so it's a very thriving place. And yet at the same time, we're all feeling rocked by the world situations. And how do we keep our vibration and our light alive? And we just started a series on the teaching methods of Jesus, and really looking at how do we apply what he's teaching into actual living experience within ourselves, in our consciousness, and then living it into the world. And I know that all of us are feeling the chaos and the challenge of staying in a high vibration place, in a frequency that is serving the greater whole. So that's really what we're focusing on in all of our different activities at my ministry, but also for us to hold this light together here. So I'm grateful, and thank you, Faith, for inviting us to be on this with you.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful, Kyra.
Yes. Thank you. Everyone listening, I hope that you can hear and feel what I'm talking about, why I called these beautiful women my sisters. They're both my teachers and my friends. But sometimes we don't see that unless we stop and have a conscious talk. There are people like this that you're listening to. And I know if you're listening to this, that you're right there with us, that you want to live your best life. And we want the best life for everyone, really. And so I brought them here. We're here to just really address what's not what's going on, but who are we in the midst of what's going on? So the first question is, can you share a way or two that we can soothe ourselves during this time when it becomes like too much, too heavy, too painful to look, and see what's going on?
Well, I'll be happy to start.
Yeah.
One of the things I do when I feel like the world's in chaos is I start with appreciation and gratitude. I look for what can I see that I can be grateful for, or what can I see that I can appreciate. And it's just part of my everyday living. It might be driving out of my driveway and looking at the blueness of the sky and just reveling and drinking that blueness in. It might be being stopped at a stoplight and looking around and see what can make me smile. And it might be a dog that's hanging out the window that looks like it's having the best time driving. But those are moments that open my heart and uplift my spirit. Oh, look at this. It's a dog. How beautiful.
Rev Kyra has a dog, if you're just listening. Yeah, there's a cute dog here.
Oh, that's so wonderful. But that's the beginning point for me is I believe that we are joy, that joy is our divine birthright. And that when we look outside of ourselves at what appears to be the chaos in the world, that sometimes we forget to tune in and see that joy. And so moments of my day that I can come into appreciation, and that appreciation will lead me back to that joy.
I love that. And I'm going to piggyback just because mine is kind of related. I have a feeling all of ours are related, but from Abraham Hicks, they just say path of least resistance, like let it be easy. And that's exactly what you said. You're driving to work, you see the fun dog, and you let yourself have a moment of joy. And so path of least resistance is that kind of stuff. You with Kyra, you pet your dog, you walk in nature. And I found for me in these recent years, which I mean, tell me what you think, but my super fan slash producer and partner, of Aloha Rising, and that's really part of my mission right now. She just said, Faith, just be more yourself. And I found that when I withhold love, it doesn't feel good. And so it sounds so weird, but like instead of like being all stressed, like yesterday, I went to 7-Eleven here in Hawaii. That's where we go to get food. Okay. Like a quick meal for our kids. And, there's a homeless man and I think I have no change. I feel stressed out, but everything changed when I thought I'm just going to buy him. In Hawaii, we eat spam musubis. Okay. Don't gross out, but they're really good with seaweed. I bought him a spam musubi. That was my path of least resistance to feel good in that moment. So anyway, that's mine. Follow what's easy for you, what's right in front of you. What about you, Rev Kyra?
Oh, I love these because I'm right in alignment with both of you. And
Yes.
I do feel my essence is joy and all of our essence is joy.
Yes.
And when we really open to what is the best feeling that I can have in this moment? How can I feel the true infinite that is beyond all of this illusion that we are in? Where is the infinite in all of this? And I believe the infinite is inside of us, that God's essence, whatever name you want to give to that, is an essence of joy. It's an essence of love. It's an essence of peace and harmony. And yes, gratitude gets me there, doing what's in front of me in the moment. But I also, for me, every day I wake up and say, oh my gosh, I live a blessed life. I live a blessed life. And we certainly can feel that and see that when we compare our lives to the world out there that is looking quite different than what we're experiencing. And so in this process, for me, I start to count my blessings, all the ways that I'm blessed. Of course, this week I had my 70th birthday and a big birthday party, hard to believe. And I got engaged on my birthday. So, I live a very blessed life. And I am in so much joy every single day. But I also kind of go to what brings me that sense of joy within myself. If I am going to be supporting others in rising into a higher place and not getting caught up in the turmoil of the world, which I feel is mine to do, whether I'm at the grocery store, making a positive, encouraging comment to someone who is checking out groceries or buying groceries, or I'm smiling at a neighbor as I pass by or waving. Every little action, every little thought, every little experience that brings forth a feeling of love and a joy and appreciation like you all have just talked about. And also this inner feeling of knowing that it's not up to me. There's the divine in me that is always going to guide me. It will bring me to inspired action. So that action may be as simple as that small gesture, or it may be something much greater. But if I can open to that and say, yes, I'm willing, and I'm willing to see and know myself as blessed and to follow that guidance, then I find that things have a way of working out, or things have a way of showing up, like you both just talked about,
Yes.
right? That
Yeah.
flower that you didn't expect blooming on your cactus, or
Yeah.
on your, on your whatever it might be.
On your
Oh,
hibiscus tree.
yes, yeah, on your Biscayne white. I love everything you're sharing. And you know what? The thought that came to my mind though, if someone's listening, they're like, okay, that's great. You're like three unicorns. Meaning like what if what came to my mind is it's certainly what I believe is that it's because of our practice, I think, that has given us the foundation to have the whatever these love goggles, and sometimes I think when people listen, they're like, well, that's great because you guys are happy or whatever. But I think what I want to point out is it's a choice, it's an intentional, and it's the result of like practice for years of monitoring thoughts and all that. So now on the topic of peace, I mean, like, because there's war, there's destruction and violence and division. How, like, what practice do we have um, to, I guess, bring peace to division or war, maybe even in our own thoughts and in our own judgments? What are some of your go-to?
I'll begin this time,
Yeah.
just to switch it up. Um,
Okay.
um, I feel, for me, my job is to find that inner peace within myself first and foremost, because I
Okay.
cannot possibly hold love and hate, or love and anger at the same time. I
Mhm.
cannot be peaceful and be blasting someone else with judgment at the same time.
Mhm.
So if I look at noticing, first of all, my own thoughts, is my mind a good neighborhood to walk through, right? Am I is it a place where it is a friendly place? I care and I love living life, and I am grateful for life, and therefore I am looking for peace in deep breathing in a moment, right? If I have something that disturbs me, I notice what's it doing in my body, first of all, because often our body reflects it. We start clenching our jaw, holding our shoulders up by our ears. We've got our gut is burning, or something is going on physically that is representing of I am not at a place of peace and inner harmony. So if I start taking in deep breaths and letting go and noticing as I allow those ideas, those false concepts and ideas out, I don't I don't serve the world by getting riled up and carrying a chaotic energy within myself, or a warring energy with anything. I am about, what do I stand for? Well, if I stand for peace, if I stand for harmony, if I say I am a presence for that, then I really have to be a presence within myself. And so I do have to allow myself whatever feelings are there. I don't deny those feelings, because I think that's important too. So many times we don't want to just deny and suppress what's really there. We have to get it out. I tell people all the time, one of the things I do when I have a lot of buildup of energy in the body, right, that I need
Mhm.
to get rid of, I start
Mhm.
doing squats and I go, ah, ah.
You
It
you
sounds
could
awful.
dance to my music. I'm kidding.
You
Yeah.
could dance
Or,
to
or
favorite
squat.
music. Yeah. And there's so many ways, but it's about, I literally need to release a physical buildup
Yes.
to allow myself to come back to that inner space of peace. And whether it's as simple as breathing, or dancing to favorite
Squats.
music, which is a lot more fun. But sometimes I just need to get an expression out
Yeah.
of angst or frustration, or the feelings of, sometimes we feel powerless in the face of something like war, and
Mhm.
we feel, well, how can I make a difference, and I don't have the ability to do much about it. Well, do not ever underestimate the power of your energy, and
Yes.
the light and the love and the presence that you put out into the world. We are
Exactly.
far more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. So for me, it's about my owning that and starting to put into play that peace inside of me. with sending vibrations of love and light and blessings. I bless our world leaders and the decisions that they're making. I bless those that are in the midst of the situation on all sides of it,
Yes.
because this is disturbing for everyone, right? And so, anyway, those are things that I find help me in my journey.
Thank
Mm.
you. Thank you. So powerful.
I think those are beautiful. I'm going to riff on that a little bit. What are the, because you're talking about
Oh, Nickie,
experiencing,
you're muted.
oh,
Oh, I can hear her.
Oh, I couldn't.
Okay,
okay.
okay.
So one of the things that I like to do is take that emotion and take any judgment off of it. So oftentimes when we're upset about something, when we're judging ourselves, we make ourselves wrong or we make other people wrong. And instead of making ourselves or other people wrong, what if we took any emotion, any judgment off? It's not like being angry at what's happening in the world right now is not positive or negative. It's just a vibration that's a frequency that's flowing that we can sit with, and we can bring our own inner love to that vibration. We can surround it like a hug, we can infuse it, we can hold it in our hearts, and we can do what you do, express it. I call that 2 minutes of unenlightened expression, ranting and raving. So I can play with that and maybe find a friend to play with that too. Like when we were kids, we used to play monsters and we used to play all kinds of games that allowed us to express our energy. And that's one of the things I like, to find somebody who's willing to play with me and make noise like you're talking about, and just express, and then just be with it. I know in terms of neuroscience, when we feel an emotion, it takes 90 seconds to cycle that emotion through our brain. And we have about 20,000 emotions every single day. And so to be able to express and move on, just like a little kid does when they fall or they hurt themselves, there's a moment of expression, and then they move on to whatever's next. So one of the things I do for myself is, if I'm holding on to something more than 90 seconds, I start to ask myself, what else is attached to this? What other baggage do I have with this, so that I can move it through without judging myself for having that baggage? And I think that piece is the most difficult, to not judge myself, to just say, oh, it's a feeling. Like today is Tuesday and I feel, in this label, whatever that feeling is. Oh, I feel this or I feel that, and let it be. And then look for something. And this is actually an Emmett Fox practice. He talks about, when you're feeling challenged by anything, look for the divine in something. And so for me, the divine is everywhere present. So I look for something that I can see that'll bring me joy. I look for a thought that makes me feel better than the thought I was having, or makes me feel differently than the thought I was having. So, and I remember breathing practices too, because if you think about it, the Greek word for spirit is really means breath. So whenever we're seeking what I would call Holy Spirit, we're actually looking for that holy breath that's already within us, and to be able to breathe that more fully and to experience it in our awareness. So we're bringing embodiment to enlightenment.
Oh, I love that. Well, so you both really shared a key piece, which is the embodiment part, or letting the body release and move through those emotions, which yeah, that's been a big aha, right? Because I think, I'll speak for me growing up, and even like 5, 10 years ago, we didn't know that holding our breath and holding the emotion was causing the whatever, the
Mhm.
backache, or the disease. So I'm right with you, and I think that's why we all love to dance too, or move,
Yes.
because it's part of this path right now of the, I used to say transformation, but I need to find a new word, because, transformation, it used to mean to me, I mean, it means to me like that, you become something else, kind of like the butterfly. But I like the idea of what Judy, again, my producer of the show, has been saying. We're just being more of ourselves. I mean, I think we're just revealing more of who we are. So that's so beautiful. I'm going to add my one practice. is, and I think again, oh my God, I keep, I guess referring back to Abraham Hicks, is the pre-paving, just the idea of before I put my feet on the ground, and it's a blend with also Michael Beckwith talked about this, before his feet would hit the ground from, his bed, waking up in the morning, you would claim what that day is. So I'll say, I'm choosing to be in the highest timeline where I'm happy, healthy, and grounded in love, you
Mm.
know? And but for everyone listening, I hope you can hear that this really is a ongoing kind of practice, a constant soothing or leaning into that joy and that love and that peace. So
It's a choice point, I
I
think.
love that, Faith. Thank you. And sorry, I couldn't hear it, Nikki, but for whatever reason, I trust that whatever you said, Nikki, I'm going to go back and listen to it later because I trust it was the same kind of thing. That's fabulous because I know who you are. And I can I just add
yeah.
that I feel it's so important to find what works for you.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know, that each of us have to find what works for me to feel whole and complete right now, and in an integrated, coherent place between my heart and my head. One of the things we're looking deeply at in our world right now, and proof that the coherence between heart and head are really, really important, because that takes the electrical signal of the mind and the magnetism of the heart, and it unifies them in such a way that we create an electromagnetic impulse that both brings to us that which we are creating within ourselves, and also
Yes.
then, so I guess, adds to that electromagnetic energy of the world. It's like the
Mhm.
heart of the cosmos. It begins within each one of us. The heart of the
Mhm.
world is within each one of us, and how we hold ourselves in the midst of that and bring that forth will affect everyone. And to recognize
Yes.
this isn't just about what I'm doing for me. I'm never just doing it for me, because what I do affects
Yes.
so many more than we ever understand and
Yes.
give ourselves credit for.
Yes. Amen. Amen. Nikki,
Mhm.
where were you going to say a little bit more before we move on?
Yes, I agree with everything you're saying, because I think it's easy, because we have skin on and we see where our skin stops, that we oftentimes think that we're separate from each other, forgetting that our energy fields extend out about 6 feet from our bodies. And then
Yes.
the more in tune and authentic we are and in alignment with ourselves, the energy expresses itself further. So I was going to say, from that place, I like to recognize that I actually have a moment of choice. And that if I can slow myself down just enough to catch that moment, I can
Mhm.
take a breath and say, how do I want to be in this moment? And who do I want to be in this moment? And that how and who will move me forward in some direction. One of the things I love about the unity principles is that our thoughts give us the direction, our emotions give us the energy, and then
Mhm.
from there we can take the action that puts us in a place that invites even more peace. And that
Yes.
as we open our hearts to ourselves and to each other, then we can be that collective of peace in
Yes.
a very beautiful way.
Yes. That is so beautiful. And um, why? I mean, I hope as you're listening, as our listeners are tuning in, that you can pick and choose some of these ideas, some of these tips, because it is about the practice of love and the practice of peace. I was just at Ellen Cohen's retreat, doing music, and it's such a simple statement, but says so much. And I don't know if it's from him, maybe you ladies will know, but that says, hurt people hurt people. Well, so loving people will love people, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And so that, I mean, in the simplest way, that's what we're doing. Uh,
Yes.
so I think we're gonna move on, and I hope the sound quality is okay because I'm hearing some noises, but I'm trusting Spirit is coordinating this. We're gonna move into an experience of that peace right now, um, with an oli, which is a Hawaiian chant. I will start that, and then I'm gonna pass it on to these beautiful ladies, and maybe Nikki or Kira, can you just lead a maybe a short breathing thing if that's something you do, and then I'll go into the chant.
Okay. Let's just take a moment, and we're going to take in a breath to the count of 4. And we're going to hold it here at the top to a count of 4. And we're going to release it to a count of 4. And let's do it again. And let it go. And one more time.
This is Ka Maluhia o Ka'ai, the peace of I, by Auntie Morrnah Simeona, who is known for bringing forward, Ho'oponopono, this practice from ancient Hawaiians. But again, this is a prayer for peace. As we continue that beautiful, delicious breathing of Ha, the breath of life. O Kamaluhia no me oe. Kumaluhia pauloa. Kamaluhia o kai. Owau no kamaluhia. Kamaluhia no na vapau. No ke lava mau aku. Ha'awia pupau ai ku maluhia Yahweh. Vai ho aku wau ai ku maluhia me oe. Aole ka maluhia o ke auaka. Ka maluhia vale no. Mahalo. Peace be with you, all my peace. The peace that is I am. The peace for all now and forever and evermore. My peace I give to you. My peace I leave with you. Not the world's peace, but only my peace. The peace that is I am. Thank you.
Beautiful. So we call forth that peace. We call it from a gentle place that's deep within ourselves, that knows peace, that goes beyond anything that is showing up in the world, that goes beyond any appearance in the world, knowing that all we need to do is tune in to that place that's in each and every one of us, to fill that spot with our breath, to let it expand out to the edges of our body, to allow it to rise up and extend out like beams of light that move from our heart, from our mind, from every cell of our body into the universe, knowing that as we do this, we are creating the invitation for others to step into peace. And those that have ears to hear will hear, and they also will step into peace. Can we just say gently in our own minds and then with each other, I am peace. And then together, I am peace. I am peace. And so we are peace.
And in this quantum field of awareness, in this infinite understanding of the wave forms, we open to the field where peace is the truth of all. And we feel the power of this wave moving through us to bring peace in our being. And we say, peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Wherever I am, the divine, infinite source of all is here now. And I feel that peace residing in me and sending forth its wave upon wave upon wave of creation in ways that bring peace into every mind and heart and every home and every nation. And we are blessed and we are a blessing. And we say thank you. Thank you, sweet spirit. And so it is. Amen. And yeah.
Aloha. Yes. Yes, I love that. So, with all our love, we bless the world. We bless all our brothers and sisters, the Ohana that we haven't even met, but that we so deeply love. Thank you, ladies. That was
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you.
Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Nikki.
I
Thank
was going to
you.
say, I think Spirit was adding its own little, I'm not going to call it feedback. I'm going to call it was Holy Spirit adding little fairies, adding their own little languaging.
Like spirit
Light
chirping
language.
in.
Yeah. It's an electromagnetic field talking back to us, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we sign off, I mean, it's up to you, ladies, if you want to add to this dare. But my dare is simply an invitation, is to be that to be what you are, which is the light in this seeming darkness. I want us to bravely poke holes in the darkness, poke holes with your peace, poke holes, in that darkness with your joy and your moments of authentic, I don't know, expression of the brilliance of who you are. So,
Mhm.
ladies, you want to add to the dare, or is that good?
I'll add to the dare.
Go for it.
Willing to really shine your light brightly and be that beam of light in the world that's calling forth, it's attracting, it's like sending out peace, but also attracting peace to us.
Yes.
And I'll just say that yes, be willing to be the optimist in the midst of a world that is hungry for optimism, for finding a higher perspective and view of the good that's possible in every circumstance and situation. And
Yes.
and sometimes we think, oh gosh, people don't want to hear this, but the truth is they're hungry for it. So
Yes.
be the optimist and find a higher way of viewing what is happening in you and around our world. God bless you, friends.
Yes, that's amazing. Okay, so there's our dare, and now share. I want these beautiful ladies, Reverend Nikki and Reverend Kyra, please share if there's any specific, programs or services, or where people can connect with you and get more. Because as you said, they are craving your light and your wisdom and your love, really.
Mhm. Well, I'll go first. Unity of Mesa is online. We have a Facebook page where we live stream at 10:15. Right now it's Mountain Time because Arizona doesn't change time. A.M. on Sunday mornings, and then we post on YouTube. So if you go to Unity of Mesa looking for the YouTubes, we have tons of services on there that we believe are inviting people to uplift their lives, and we seek to be vibrant every Sunday that we can. We have a website that you can also go to, unityofmesa.org.
Yes, thank you. Good, Kyra.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to find me most often at this time at Unity Bay Area, Houston. And we have a Facebook page, we have a YouTube channel. There's a lot of great stuff on our YouTube channel. And sometimes we're doing Faith Rivera music and other beautiful songs. And but we always have a powerful lesson. And you can certainly also find that on our webpage. But often it's easiest to find us on Facebook or YouTube under Unity Bay Area Houston. And you're always welcome to follow me on my own Facebook page, Kyra, which is just under my name, Kyra Baehr, because I always will post positive, uplifting messages. That's what I do and what I believe is mine to do. So
Yeah.
come join us in whatever way feels right for you.
Oh, I'm going to
Yes.
find your Facebook page. I didn't know you had one. I have a Facebook page too under Nickie Golden, and
Yes.
you usually see cat things because my goal in life is to be inspirational. So I do post some other things, some psychological in nature, but to support people in seeing fun and joyful things on Facebook.
Oh my God. I'm like, I wonder why I called you to be here. It's like in Hawaii, they have this thing where you say, same, same. We're like, same, same. We just, such big hearts of love. So I hope everyone listening will take the time to connect with them. And please, if connected with this episode, if you connected with these amazing ladies, please like, subscribe, and share this episode of Aloha Rising. And so to sign off, ladies, I say this, we keep flowing. We tell everybody to keep flowing. And there's little
Flowing.
movements, flowing, keep growing, however you want
Flowing.
to grow, and keep knowing. Yeah, keep knowing the love and light that you are. Yeah. Yeah. So aloha.
Aloha. I